And the federal prosecutor for New York has said he's leaving his position immediately after being removed by President Trump. Geoffrey Berman, who led the investigation into Mr. Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, had earlier denied reports he had resigned. He'd originally said he would stay in place until a successor had been confirmed by Congress. A US judge has blocked President Trump's attempt to halt the publication of a book written by his former security advisor, John Bolton. Mr. Bolton was fired by Mr. Trump in September after 17 months of serving in the White House. The book includes claims that Mr. Trump had been unaware that Britain was a nuclear power and that he'd sought help from Chinese President Xi Jinping to win the presidential election.
3 people have died after multiple stabbings at a park in Reading. Another 3 are seriously injured.
And this is the scene in the town this morning. One man has been arrested. Police have launched a murder inquiry.
There's good news for tourists and holiday homeowners. Spain has opened its doors to visitors from the UK.
Are doing this out of respect for the 400,000 British citizens that have a second residency in Spain.
In Oklahoma, President Trump goes back on the road for his first re-election campaign rally since the coronavirus outbreak.
And in sport, Arsenal are told to learn some humility after a last-minute defeat to Brighton sees frustrations boil over at the end of the game.
3 people have died and 3 others have been seriously injured after multiple stabbings at a park in Reading.
Police were called to a park in the town centre at around 7 p.m. last night. The 25-year-old was arrested at the scene and is being questioned on suspicion of murder. Officers say that the incident is not currently being treated as terror-related.
Right, let's have a look at today's front pages. The Sunday Mirror leads on the stabbing in Reading, describing the incident as horror in the park.
The Telegraph reports that the Prime Minister will announce on Tuesday a 1 metre plus rule for all venues in England. We were talking about this again yesterday, weren't we? The plan will take effect from the 4th of July. It's going to help shops, schools, factories and offices reopen, the paper says.
And the Observer leads with a report that school closures will trigger a mental health crisis for children in the UK. Government advisers have said ministers will have to foot a huge bill to provide psychological health to children, many of whom will need urgent support when lockdown eases. The paper says most children are not due to return to the classroom full-time until September.
And hotels and holiday parks will be allowed to reopen on the 4th of July, the Mail on Sunday understands, in a bid to restart the domestic tourism industry.